Hello everyone, this is Latoya with Keystone Tax Solutions, back again with another video. Today I'll be showing you how to complete a return using your interview mode. There are two different ways you can prepare your return. It's either direct input mode or interview mode. The direct input mode is for those that have kind of been doing taxes for a while. They already know what forms they need or what they need to do on a tax return. The interview mode is for those that's kind of just starting out and not really sure where to go or what forms they may need. Now, in the interview mode, what it does, it takes you step by step to each form. That way, there's no way possible that you can really leave anything out unless you just left off a form that you need to add. But all the documents that you need, it will be set and placed in order for you. The quickest way to go ahead and get to your interview mode, you can go to Tools, click on Estimator. New quick estimator, you're going to put the information here, and once it gives you the estimate, it's going to say start return, and you can start your interview mode from there. Just put in a social here, taxpayer name, last name. This is basically just the personal information. We want to do one dependent on all of these. If there were any child care expenses, you can put that there if you want. The birthday, taxpayer, and whatever their gross was, we're going to put 22,000. Withholdings, we're going to put 2,200. All of this doesn't really need to be put in because it automatically populates for you when you actually put the W-2 in. So we can just click save and continue here. And it's going to give you the estimate of this person's return. These are your amounts here. So we just go ahead and click start new return. Your information is already there because you entered it in the quick estimator. Save and continue. And this is just the personal information for your client. So we're going to go ahead and fill this personal information page out. Make sure you always put in an occupation just as you would in the direct input mode. If they have an email address, you can enter it here. Always put 2 phone numbers. If on the bank application, it requires you to have 2 phone numbers. So just make sure you always have 2 phone numbers here. And identify which phone is it for, a cell phone. We're going to put an address here. Zip code. We're going to automatically populate the city and state for you. If anything else does not need to be entered, then you can go ahead and just click save and continue. But just always kind of go back over to make sure that you've entered everything you needed to. I did leave the birthday off, so let me go ahead and put that in. If you don't put the birthday in, it's going to give you an error. So we're going to go ahead and do that here before we click save and continue. Going to save the information. Okay, now this is officially your direct input mode, your interview mode. I'm sorry. This at the top, these will highlight once you get to those sections, and as you see, it's going to take you all the way across the board on anything that you may need to enter in. So we're going to leave it at single and click save and continue. This is for the presidential campaign. Save and continue. If you want to change it to yes or no, you can just do that. Do you have a dependent to enter? We're going to click yes so we can put that dependent information in to get this earned income credit for the client. Social security number. Relationship status, birthday of the dependent. If that dependent has a personal identity protection pin, then you can put that information in here. All these right here is already answered for you, so you should not have to change anything, but just kind of make sure you go through and read each question to make sure nothing does need to be changed. Basically, this is asking if you're able to claim this dependent or if anyone else is able to claim this dependent, but we're going to click save and continue here. Same thing here, just asking if you're eligible to claim this dependent. Click save and continue. Do you have another dependent to enter? If you do, just click yes. If not, just click save and continue. No, it's already answered for you. It's asking you, did you pay over half of that dependent support for that year. Save and continue. And this is just letting you know if you have a dependent, and the parents are separated, there may need to be an 8332 form to be filed. If not, just go ahead and click no. Well, it's already clicked for you, so you can just save and continue the information. Can you be claimed as a dependent on another person's tax return? No. Does Carrie Jo have health insurance and did Mark have health insurance? You're supposed to have health insurance by law for you and your dependents. If not, you will be fined for those. If it was Marketplace, click yes. That's your 1095A. It's going to automatically highlight that for you. If not, click no. We're going to just leave no click. And if it was a 1095B or 1095C, you're going to click whichever one it is. We're just going to click this third one, just saying that that person did have health insurance, but just has not received their 1095B or C form. So we're going to click this. Click it for whichever months that they received insurance. If it's for all months, you go ahead and select all months. The same thing for your dependent. It's going to ask you the same question, so we're going to do the same thing here. Select all months, save and continue. Is Mark Joe required to file their own taxes? This is your dependent. That dependent is not eligible or required to file their own taxes, so we're going to click no. And this is just additional information it gives you on your 1095A. It's going to do the same thing with your 1095B and C as well. And you're just going to click save and continue through all those. This is your 1095B, just some additional information. Save and continue. And your 1095C, just additional information. Save and continue. Just letting you know that it's too late in the season now to actually file for an extension. You have to file for an extension before October. Save and continue. This is just verifying that you did check the identity of the taxpayer. You can click yes that you checked the driver's license, or you can click no that they don't have one, or you do not wish to provide the information. Did you verify the taxpayer identity in person? Always click yes on there. Just verifying that you did verify that client's identity. Save and continue. Now this is just all the personal information for that client. If anything needs to be changed or you see an error on something, you can just go to the side and click edit on whichever area that you need to change any information on. If not, just click save and continue. Now as you see, these have highlighted. Now once you completed each one of these sections, it's going to highlight that area in blue. So whatever you need under income is going to be here. It's not just your W-2. You're going to have your W-2 information, interest and dividend, investment income, retirement and pensions, your IRAs, anything like that. Miscellaneous income for your 1099s. Self-employment, if you were self-employed, your Schedule C, Schedule F, your expenses forms, all that's going to be under here. You see you have gambling winnings, so any type of income that you could have received for that year will be under here. So we're just going to go back up. We're just going to put in basic W-2 information. Add new W-2. And just as it is in the direct input mode, with the interview mode, the W-2 looks the same. You're just taking the information from the hard copy W-2 that you have and just entering it into the system. And this is for the employer's information. Put an address. City and state. It's going to automatically fill for you. And you only have to put in the wages and the federal income. The Social Security and Medicare is automatically going to populate for you, so you don't have to put that in here. Okay, now if you look at their W-2 and any other information or any other box has some type of information in, you're going to go to whatever it is on this form and put it in that box. If not, you're just going to scroll down. The very last bottom portion is for the state income tax. If there were state taxes that was taken out, you're going to click whatever state that it was, and you're just going to put the information in here. If not, just leave it all at zero, save and continue. Just let you know that the state income, there was nothing in the state box. So if there was no state tax return that was left out, then you don't have to fill that out. If you need to add another W-2, click add W-2. If not, save and continue your information. Now, if you need to go to any other one of these to add some additional income, you're going to start and click on whichever one you need to. If not, just click the bottom, done with income section, and it's going to move you to your next section. Adjustments is highlighted here. If there are any other adjustments that need to be made, or any other form that they have, whichever one of these forms that needs to be filled out, you're going to go ahead and fill that out. If not, click done, and it's going to take you to the next section. Now, this interview mode is a little longer because it is designed for those who have just started preparing returns. So it gives you more detailed information on everything. So that's why this way is actually a little longer than the direct input mode. If you have deductions, this is already clicked that needs to be clicked. As you know, everybody has a standard deduction amount that they can deduct or write off on their tax return. So it's already going to be set as standard deduction, so you don't need to click anything here. Click save. If you're a resident of Puerto Rico, if not, leave it at no. Any other taxes, health coverage, exemptions, healthcare, individual responsibility, premium tax, anything else that needs to be clicked here, you're always just going to click start. It's going to take you to that form. Credits, if there was any credits, one big one is the education credit. Many people look forward to getting that opportunity or hope credit that they get for being in school. So if there's any information there, you're going to click start, and it's going to take you to those forms. Or if you had any child or dependent care expenses that need to be entered, you're going to go ahead and click on those. Mortgage interest credit, if you had to put anything there, you can go there. That's another one that may have to be input. If not, you're going to click done. It's going to take you to the next section. Other personal credits and payments, just kind of scroll down these to make sure that your client has not brought in any one of these forms. If they have, you're going to see which form it is and just click start and go ahead and enter the information in. If not, just done. It's going to take you to the next step. Other taxes, any other taxes that they need to file or any form that they have, you're going to enter that in here. If not, scroll to the bottom and click done. Okay, payments, refundable credits. Any other payments, estimated tax payments, additional child tax credit, all this information is on this page. They have any one of these forms, you're going to click start. If you just want to see the additional child tax credit, you just want to view it, you can click on view and see, you know, what's on that form. Your premium tax credit, if they have anything like that from form 8962 or 1095A, you can start that form here. If not, you're going to go ahead and save and continue your return. And this is basically when it comes to getting ready to fill out your 8867 form. It's just your eligibility to be able to claim earned income credit. Did the IRS disallow your earned income credit in the past, and are you prohibited from claiming earned income credit? No. Were you a resident or alien? No. Was the taxpayer remain home in the United States for more than half the year? Yes. Everything that needs to be clicked here for you is already going to be clicked. I'm going to go to save. Were you disallowed earned income credit? Just leave it at no. If they were, you're going to click yes. You always want to kind of talk to your client and just make sure that they have not been disallowed for their credit, because it will affect their return. Want to save and continue. Any other miscellaneous things that need to be entered in here, once again, just make sure you go through all this information to make sure that your client does not have any of these forms that where some information may need to be input into the system. As you see, like I said, it takes you all the way across the board in order on everything that you need to fill out on this return. So actually there's really no way that you can kind of just leave anything out if you're just beginning, because it takes you step by step with everything. So we're going to go to save and continue. And this is your 8867 form for your earned income credit and your child tax credit, just making sure that you're eligible to claim the dependent that you're claiming. All of these are going to be yes. Did you complete the return based on information for tax year 2016? Yes. Did you complete applicable earned income credit? Yes. Did you satisfy the required knowledge? Yes. Did you review adequate information to determine the taxpayer is eligible to claim the credits? You're going to click yes. Did the information seem to be inconsistent? We're going to click no. And it's going to be the same for both ones. So you can go ahead and actually do both of them at the same time for the EIC and the CTC. Did you make reasonable inquiries to determine the correct or complete information? You don't have to worry about those. If this is no, then you don't have to worry about the next two questions. Now, the next one, did you satisfy the record retention? Basically, it's asking you what information did you obtain from the client saying that they're eligible to be able to get these credits. You're going to click yes. And you're going to have to put an attachment there, but I'll show you that in a minute. Did you ask the taxpayer whether he or she could provide documentation? Click yes. Did you ask if any credits were allowed? Click yes. Were any credits disallowed? Click no. Did you complete the required recertification form? You don't have to worry about this. The last one, you only have to answer yes on this if that person has a Schedule C on their return. Now up here we're going to go ahead and do a tax explanation. This is for the earned income credit. For earned income credit, you have to provide some type of documentation that you did receive some income within that year. So we're just going to put W-2. If that person was Schedule C, you can put summary of income expenses. Either one is fine, but just something saying what this person provided to be able to claim the earned income credit. Child tax credit, the CTC. Now that person gonna have to provide that dependent Social Security card, birth certificate, insurance card, whatever it is that they provided to you, saying that they're able to claim this dependent to get the child tax credit. Then you're gonna enter that information in here. So we're just gonna put SSC for Social Security card and birth certificate. Those are usually the documentations the taxpayer will have to bring into your tax office, showing that they're able to file that dependent. So just make sure everything on here is clicked and answered that needs to be answered or that can be answered. Then we're going to click save. Did you explain to the taxpayer the rules about claiming earned income credit? Yes, because you're technically supposed to be interviewing this client just to make sure that they are providing the accurate information and the right information. Did you explain to the taxpayer that he or she may not claim the EIC if the taxpayer has not lived with the child for over half the year? Yes. And we're going to click yes for this too. Does the child reside with the taxpayer? Yes. Have you determined that the taxpayer has not released the claim to another person? Yes. All those will be yes, and this will be yes as well. Did you certify that all answers on this form are true to the best of your knowledge? Yes. Save. And this is just you kind of finishing up the return here. And right here you can auto generate a PIN number and save and continue. And this will let you know what the refund will be, and this amount is before any fees or anything like that comes out of that return. If you want to apply something to next year's taxes, then you can put that here, but you can just leave that at 0. You don't have to enter in anything there. And this is where you select how that client wants to receive their refund. We're going to do paper check, save, and continue. If it's direct deposit, you're going to put direct deposit. It's going to prompt you to put that information in for you. Do you want to make payments, estimated tax payments for 2017? Just leave it at no. You don't have to click anything there. And this is where you can review and print your return. These are all your forms that is telling you that you have on this return. You're going to click save and continue. And that is how you complete your return. We're going to go ahead and click save and continue here. Now if you want to go ahead and view and print your return, you can go up here and click view and print. And it's going to take you to those documents. And you can view and print from that end. Going to click the state is telling you the returns with check will be filed. If you do not want to file a particular return at this time, please uncheck the box. Save and continue. This is the federal refund amount. You will receive a paper check. I have reviewed the information. Save and continue. Save and continue. Now it's going to ask you if you're ready to mark this return as complete. Yes. File this return as electronically. Are you ready to mark this return as reviewed? Yes. I'm going to do save and continue. And that's it. It's going to take you back here to the dashboard where you can kind of look over the return. This gives you a basic overview of the return, the summary. And down here, it'll tell you how long it took you to do this return. If you see here, it took 18 minutes. Usually a return can be done within 15 minutes or less, but the interview mode is a little longer. As I've stated before, it's just for those who have not prepared returns before and kind of new to it. And that's how you complete your return using your interview mode. Thank you for watching.